Welcome back. Time for more hoops. Today, the final day for high school basketball teams around the state of Connecticut. 5 championship games to bring you, all happening over at Mohegan Sun. We start with the first game of the day, Innovation and Cheney Tech. This game fairly tight throughout. Chargers with the ball. J-Ruse Orby sidesteps in the lane for the layup. But this was the Ravens' day. Check it out. On the missed layup attempt, it's Amari Cruz right there to clean it up. He finished with 17 points, earns the Most Outstanding Player award, and he helps lift Innovation to a 55-48 victory and a Division IV championship.
They just believed and they worked their behinds off, and defensively is what carried us, and that's what we talk about all season. But for me, it was like deja vu. From 5 years ago, I was like, we've been in this spot before, we can do this.
Next game over to girls basketball, the Class S state championship between Summers and Thomason. Golden Bears with possession and trailing. Ava Harkness stops and pops, brings them a little closer, but the Spartans in the driver's seat. Alexa Dambaragian banks it in off the window. Summers wins the Class S championship by a final of 56-43, the second title in program history and the first since 1977.
We stood yesterday in the gym below the banner. It's the only state title in girls basketball we had. We said, look, there's a space right below. Can we put one in there and fill it in? And I'm so happy for these kids that we did.
Congratulations to the Spartans. Also want to shout out all the unified basketball teams taking the floor today during halftime of these games. Lots of smiles on the faces of the participants. Third game of the day was Old Lyme and Coventry boys. Right before halftime, it's Aiden Heck knocking down a triple, pulling the Patriots within one. But the second half, Old Lyme took control. Charles Sahadi from straight on connects. It's a 55-42 Old Lyme victory and a state championship for the first time in school history.
Our first one in Old Lyme history, which was a goal of ours coming in, and these guys were looking at me like we were crazy when we said we could get here. They only won 6 games last year, but they bought in, they worked as hard as they could.
Back to girls basketball, Hamden and Sacred Heart Academy Class L title game. Hamden in control for much of the game, but the Sharks made a run. Megan Kirk from the outside, bingo. Big shot in the fourth quarter, but the Green Dragons had this one. Alana Philpotts, the captain, off-balance shot. Wow. Hamden girls basketball wins it 46-40, back-to-back state titles for the Green Dragons.
They came through the ranks, and then they chose to stay. People are pulling them in a million different directions. They chose to stay here in their home school, which is huge. I just love them so much.
Last game of the day, Notre Dame West Haven and St. Bernard boys basketball. Division I title game. Saints driving at the end of the first half. Colin O'Leary from the outside collects the feed and hits the 3-ball. O'Leary flexing the range, but it was Notre Dame and Timothy Swanson finishing strong. Check out Swanson, the swoop to the hoop. Notre Dame wins it 52-46. What a year for the Green Knights. They run the table, a perfect season, and it finishes with the Division I championship.
We've been fighting for it, but all good things are worth the wait and worth the struggle, and we've had a lot of struggle, and it's definitely worth it tonight. But 28-0. What a way to win our first state championship with an exclamation point.